Welcome back. All right, so this is one of those All-Star break reports I'm doing before they're technically at the All-Star break. On February the 1st, Buffalo will have a game against Carolina. That's a huge one for Buffalo. Buffalo is playing games that matter. Outside of a long losing streak they had near the start of the season, honestly, they've had a very good record. They're a very good team. And I've been arguing this most of the season that I think it's different this time. And I do. And they're 26, 19, and 4 currently. That's the best I can remember them being at this point in the season, at least as long as the channel's been around. Now, their high ranking on the power rankings was 7th. That was early in the season, and they dove to 30th during that losing streak. They went from looking unbeatable to a team that couldn't win a game, and then they've kind of alternated between those two. Had a very, very strong game in Winnipeg the other night, and honestly, Buffalo is just playing some really smart, good hockey. Their playoff odds are currently 56.7% chance. Yeah. So this is from moneypuck.com that I get the odds from. But yeah, they're above 50% yet again. They look good. They're playing well. If you look at their record by 10 game segments, it shows you how wildly these numbers have fluctuated. They started the season 7-3, but Buffalo's done that in recent years. Buffalo's had strong starts, they haven't been able to keep it going. And after 20 games, they were 9-11. So expectations were understandably injured by that going 2-8 over that 10 game period. However, they're 14, 14, and 2 after 30 games. They're still in the mix. After 40 games, 20, 18, and 2, and that current record, 26, 19, and 4. So, since the 40 game mark, they've been 6, 1, and 2. So that's a really strong run for them, and regardless of what happens on the first against Carolina, they're playing well. Kudos to them for that. Their status, I've put it as hopeful, so I'm trying to mark this as contender, rebuilding, retooling. To me, with Buffalo, it's hope. And for Buffalo fans, there hasn't been hope for ever. It feels like it has been forever since there was hope in Buffalo. As a Canucks fan, I get it, and I'm totally on board with Buffalo getting a lot better quickly. MVP, Tage Thompson. Has to be Tage Thompson. Thompson's been fantastic. 34 goals, 34 assists, 68 points. And regardless of what happens from here, Thompson's a star. He's followed up a really good season with a fantastic year. And so that extension that he signed, that I saw some people saying, I don't know, it's just been 1 year. That contract extension looks absolutely fantastic right now. Darlene, 14 goals, 41 assists, 55 points. It is criminal he's not going to the All-Star game. But you move on. I think it's the movement towards getting as many star forwards in there as possible that's part of the reason. But I think we're missing out on the fact that there's some excellent defensemen in the NHL who definitely belong on some power plays and definitely deserve to be in All-Star games. Darlene is definitely one of those players. Alex Tuch, 23 goals, 31 assists, 54 points. The Jack Eichel deal has been so key, as has the Ryan O'Reilly deal. Both of those deals, for the O'Reilly deal, of course, with Thompson coming back, it's a win for them now, and the Vegas trade has been a win as well. Alex Tuch has been fantastic for them. And Peyton Krebs, there's a lot of potential there too. Skinner, 20 goals, 30 assists, 50 points. He's actually having a second straight very good year, which is important. It feels like it's been forever since we saw back-to-back good years from Skinner. And Cousins, 17 goals, 26 assists, 43 points. Kind of forgotten in all this is the emergence of Cousins as a legitimate top six forward in the NHL. And so they've hit at the draft. They've done well with their trades. Things suddenly seem pretty competent in Buffalo. Isn't that a change of pace from the way things have been forever with Buffalo, right? Their tandem, well, right now they've got three's a crowd in the net, and that is a crowded crease. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know if you carry three for very long. They've got Anderson, Comrie, and Luukkonen. I would think if somebody called and asked about the availability of Comrie, I think they would listen. I think they'd listen with Anderson as well. If you call them about Luukkonen, they will politely hang up the phone. That's my guess anyways. Luukkonen is the future. Some might argue he's the present as well. Anderson's been better than Comrie in the games that have been played. Comrie, of course, losing a lot of time due to injury, which opened the door for Luukkonen to come in and take one of those jobs. And so we'll see how it all shakes down. But they're a team that has three goaltenders. They're a team that is in contention for a playoff spot. If you can move one of those goaltenders to put yourself in a better position to make said playoffs, you do it. Their pending UFAs might give us a window into what's going to happen. Okposo, I can't see him not re-signing in Buffalo, to be honest. He's their captain. It's interesting because Okposo's contract He's never really lived up to that contract, and yet he's a very useful forward to the team. He is their captain. So while other contracts that were signed, I'm thinking of Louis Eriksson and Milan Lucic as well, from that round of free agency. While those contracts aged badly, and Lucic is having a good enough time for himself in Calgary, but not living up to the $6 million cap hit. For Okposo, I think he's been good. I would say Okposo was the best of the three. Gergenson's very solid bottom six forward for Buffalo. He's a hard worker. I would think he sticks around as well. Anderson, again, expiring contract, older player. If there was a call and if there was an offer they like, I think they take a trade. Hinostroza, he cleared waivers. He goes down to the minors. It does not mean he doesn't get moved at the deadline. Pilot, he got waived and sent down earlier in the season. For a team that's looking for depth on the blue line, it's possible he becomes one of those guys that gets picked up. And Malcolm Subban is in the minors as well for them. And again, you may have a team looking for goaltending depth, looking for a number 3 that says, you know what, we'll pick up Subban and just as an insurance policy. Buffalo's in a position they haven't been in a very long time. They're in contention for the playoffs, and it's late in the season. Games that are important will be played for Buffalo in February and maybe into March. So I personally would love to see that happen. I think that would be excellent, and we'll see how it works out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.